The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
WDC is now on your radio. Coming live from the Bay, yeah, that way. They talk sports all day, LA. Dropping knowledge, high school, college, trying to score play by play. NFL, NBA, NHL, that's right, you name it. They gon' bring it to you live. Talking sports and entertainment. From the famous and the you name it. Cover all sports from the football field.
Good evening. Welcome to Sports Selective TV. I'm your host and moderator. I'm Farhan, a.k.a. WDC. I want to thank you for listening in. As always, here on Morris Media Live on Mondays at 5 p.m., we have a very spectacular show for you. You've been checking the social media. Chasing the Hoop Dream segment brought to you by P4E this month, or this segment here. Last minute, we got Big Pee Wee in the building. My man, Cali Sportsman, was able to pull that together, man. We appreciate you for hustling on the side, man.
Yeah, thank God for Sprint. You just make a phone call.
Hey, they didn't pay for that.
Oh, okay. Thank God for phones. And that's phones with an F. You know what I'm saying? So, pick Pee Wee, baseball.
And then we got Double R with the sports highlights that we're going to play as well toward the end of the show. So just make sure you stay tuned. Any questions, 323-293-3375. Make sure you shout us out. And check the social media at Sports Selective Media for all the up-and-coming events. Especially, we're going to talk about Don in the VBL, man. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Glad to be back.
Yeah?
It's been a long time.
Yeah?
Missed you, even you, Kelly.
I don't think you miss me.
I just do that for the show, but
okay.
The VBL started, the Drew League started, so we have players in both, and we have our own team in the VBL, and good first week.
Yeah. And also, speaking of VBL, my man Meezy, who's here, guest as Chasing the Hoop Dream segment, man, so thank you for coming today.
Thank you guys for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Cool deal. So we're just going to kind of have a little roundtable talk right now and before we get into the actual conversation with you. So much going on in sports. Anybody catch the game last night? Obviously, it's tied up.
That was sloppy all the way around. Just too many injuries on Golden State, and Toronto can't hit a shot to save their life. So without Kawhi, that's like a 30-point ball game.
Exactly. What you say, man?
I mean, with all the injuries they have, and they still found a way to pull that game out, man, that kind of testament to what kind of team Golden State really has.
Who left their man wide open? That's what I want to know.
But at the end of the day, as being a basketball player, being someone that's fundamentally knowing basketball, it all boils down to points. So when you can put players on and they can execute points, you look at the first game, just not having Durant, that's 30 minus points, right? So if Curry or all the other top players is off, you know what I'm saying? Right, you don't leave an Iguodala open. Yeah. But at the same token, if your bench can show up any given night, you know what I'm saying, with either one of these franchises, it's a W.
Yeah, they were playing a boxing one on Curry. I haven't seen the NBA team
you got
do
a boxing
one.
But hold on, you got a boxing one, and you see that in AAU, and you see that in your leagues where who gets the ball stolen on a boxing one? Okay.
But what about the three, though? My thing is being a three-point shooter. When your three's off, you got to change the game. I mean, you live by the three, you die by the three.
Well, then that's looking back at Toronto. When they first came, they played a lot of inside basketball.
That worked.
Traditional inside basketball, because you live by the three, you die by the three.
Yeah, and they got out on the break and got easy buckets, which they didn't do game two. And Boogie actually played well. 35 minutes. He was the key to the game, I think.
I mean, it's a lot of pieces of that. Actually listening to his interview today, just knowing injury brings sport and sport brings injury, and having to get through those mental loops and loops and loops. Because, when they put him in the game one, he just was kind of like...
He was horrible.
Yeah, he just was not there. And I think it was this game gave him that physical, mental strength, especially when you're coming off a major injury like that.
He was rusty. He hasn't played in, 3 weeks, a month at least.
But think about injury after injury after injury.
There's no confidence for sure.
Exactly.
So let us know what's going on with P4E League, man.
P4E League, midway season, best competitive league we've ever had.
Yeah.
P4E with Mizzy, we 5-0, going 6-0 tonight.
Undefeated.
Big game next week against the other 5-0 team, the team that lost in the championship. P3, like our Warriors, and my former team. So it's going to be good, and playoffs are going to be crazy.
Yeah.
So we'll have guys coming in.
What are you expecting out of the VBL? What do you want to tell the people about that? Because that's
just getting the guys a lot more exposure, not just basketball wise, but guys are getting commercials out of this, out of the VBL. They're sponsored by Puma this year, so they, guys are getting some free kicks, player of the games, and it's just a cooler atmosphere and something different. It's glorified street ball, but it's league.
How long have you been waiting to get in that league?
We played last year. We did well, and then this year we came back again.
No problem.
The guys were like, I wasn't going to do it, and the guys were like, hey, we want to play. So I was like, all right, let's do something.
Yeah.
He's a long-time vet, though.
Yeah. What's your experience in the VBL, man?
I've been playing, this will be like my 7th or 8th season in the VBL. So I've been playing in Venice for a while now. We have our own team since the day I started. All my Fullerton guys, we played at Fullerton College together. Our old coach got us all together on a squad, and we've been together ever since. So every year we're year in and out. We're all there playing, and trying to get a championship for one time. We're still falling short, you know. But this might hopefully.
What's been missing in the past? What do you think?
Size, man. It's hard to find in Venice. You really need size because it's so physical.
Not just height though, like
you
beef,
need strength.
Beef.
You need, and along with Venice, with like Don said, there's so much exposure. A lot of people get caught up into it. They want the photos. They want the highlights. They want to look cool. They want to be swaggy on the court, which is all cool when you're winning.
Yeah.
But when you're losing and doing that kind of stuff, those likes fall short about 100. So.
Yeah, you just got to go get buckets sometime and get a W. The highlights are going to come.
Yeah.
But some guys go for highlights instead of getting a bucket.
Easy layup and he make a dunk and then it's dunk out.
They want to throw it a backboard and then throw it 8 feet over the dude's head.
In the 2-point game.
Right.
Things like that. But
it is Venice Beach, though.
Yeah.
It's slanted, go downhill one side.
So IQ is totally out the window. Not about basketball IQ. It's all about razzle and dazzle.
Yeah.
It's half and half, but the teams that win are usually the teams that can do a little bit of both.
Everybody hates Chris is in there, right?
Everybody hates Chris.
Oh, he was balling. He beat him yesterday.
Yeah, we beat them by 1 yesterday.
Oh,
so
Chris.
Do you know anybody that's actually won his dunk challenge? I think if you
dunk on him,
if he dunks on you,
$100.
$100.
I don't think anybody has.
No one's going to block Chris.
Adam's doing the same thing.
Yeah, Adam has the same.
Nobody's blocked him yet.
Yeah.
Adam had the fatality photo up there. It was like, oh.
Yeah, he was sick, and then he had like 2 broken ankles and a broken foot.
I was telling these guys, he landed flat on his back. Some guy undercut him on the lob.
He was like majorly injured.
And he got player of the game. I was going to leave him out the whole game, and he was out, so he came right back in.
Yeah, that's my man here. What is that photo right there, man?
That's me in China, actually, in warm-ups. I played in China this last summer with the VBL team, actually. Chris was also on the squad with us.
I've seen those highlights.
Yeah, we played out there in China. This is the playoff game where they have it in an outdoor little arena.
Yeah.
We ended up losing this game to Germany, and we ended up getting 3rd place in the whole tournament. But the year before that, we went 2 seasons in a row. We actually got 1st place.
All right.
For $100K.
$100,000.
Yeah.
So let's take a quick break because I want to get into your Chasing the Hoop Dream segment for sure since we already trying to tap into that. So
okay.
We're going to take a quick break. This is Sports Selective TV. We'll be right back.
So I'm going to come off.
Okay.
Media marketing experts here to help you grow your business into the next level and boost your sales. Visit us to learn more. AskElia.com.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Brass, and I've been at USC for over 27 years now. I am the project coordinator for USC Trojan Kids Camp. We are literally on the campus of USC. And we've been there for over 50 years with this program. We are not just sports. We are also academic, but as it relates to the sports world.
The camp is coming up. It's in July.
July 1st through the 26th. No 4th and 5th because that's a university holiday. www.usc.edu/rec sports. The direct number is 213-740-9252.
The Consortium of Health and Military Performance, also known as CHAMP, of the Uniformed Services University of Health and Science, known as USUHS, is conducting a study to understand a possible genetic link between sickle cell trait, known as SCT, and exercise-related events, known as EREs, such as exertional rhabdomyolysis, muscle damage, heat stroke, and or collapse. We are inviting African American men and women with sickle cell trait and their family members to participate. Participating in the study will require you to complete a health history questionnaire, a form authorizing our study physician to gather health information from you and your healthcare provider, as well as a one-time blood donation. In order to qualify for the study, you must meet the following criteria: be African American, be sickle cell trait positive, be able to read, speak, and understand English, be between the ages of 18 and 80, and currently not being treated for any mental or psychological disorders. Participation is completely voluntary, and your decision will not impact your healthcare. The results for this study are for research purposes only and are not intended to directly benefit any individual for confidentiality reasons. However, the results of this study are intended to help better shape policies and associated health risks affecting the SCT community. Participants may be compensated for their time. To join the study, or if you would like additional information regarding the study, please contact the study team by phone, area code 240-479-9514, or email sctstudy-ggg@usuhs.edu.
This segment was sponsored by P4E. Visit playingforeternity.com for more info and listen to their Selective Games live broadcast on Sports Collective Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports Collective TV. Again, I'm your host, moderator, Ferran, aka WDC. Hey, for that sickle cell trait awareness, make sure you go to my website, wdconsct.org. If you have the trait, please participate in that case study. We're trying to figure out what's causing people like myself that collapse for sickle cell trait from exercising. So please, if you have sickle cell trait, make sure you participate in that so you can help us out. Before I get to the Chasing Hoop Dream segment, got a legend in the building, as we told you earlier. Mr. Big Pee Wee, man, how you doing today?
What's going on, Captain?
Man, everything's cool,
It's a pleasure
man.
to be here, man.
What's up with you?
Oh man, I feel like a new man sitting down next to you.
Cool deal.
You know what I'm saying?
But before we get into the Chasing Hoop Dream segment, you know, I know you're a baseball fan, so there's so much going on in the baseball right now. What's with this New York? You're a New York fan. I heard
I'm a
you're
Yankee
great
fan.
So,
but talking about baseball, today is the draft.
yeah.
So the big draft jumped off, and Baltimore picked up a franchise player out of Oregon State.
You got the catcher?
Yeah, the catcher. They picked up the
nice.
catcher. Yeah. So Baltimore
legit.
picked him up. So he's franchise player.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me make sure I get his name right. You know what I'm saying? I was actually watching it on video.
Oh man. No, that's cool. It's cool.
Adley Rutschman.
Okay.
Adley Rutschman. He's out of Oregon State. And then number 2 was Bobby Witt Jr. So I don't know if you remember Bobby Witt. He was a pitcher for the Major League Baseball. So his son went number 2, Kansas City.
Whoa.
So that's the big thing right now is, the draft right now. But getting into baseball, I'm a Yankee fan. I've been, a huge Yankee fan.
So I've been asked questions about this Yankee University. I guess when you're in the...
So you want the short version?
The short,
or the long
give me the
version?
short version. I'm an Angels fan, so of course I'm the short
that's
version.
all bad, man. Can we switch seats? Sit me next to an Angel fan.
I want to hear about this.
This guy got wings on. Like, how do you have wings?
Ask him where he from.
Where are you from?
I'm from Anaheim.
Oh my goodness!
Switch seats, don't do
I'm
no
all bad. I'm just playing. I've been a Yankee fan. I mean, we all know the history behind the New York Yankees from day one. These guys have been winners, born, bred winners. At the end of the day, that's the reason why in Major League Baseball and in professional sports they have the most championships. Because at the end of the day, you come out to win. Even though we do regular season, we win in regular season. That's all great, but the ultimate goal is championship. And if we don't win a championship, we lost. And losing a championship is unacceptable.
So is there some etiquette that they actually teach their players how to behave? I mean,
big time.
Yeah,
I mean,
professionalism.
Major League Baseball and other teams took the media kit from the New York Yankees. Is because, again, New York is the Mecca not trying to hype them up or
Yeah,
anything
right,
like that, okay?
right.
Because LA is the best side. Let's not get it twisted. But took their playbook and just said, at the end of the day, when we bring you up as a player, you're going to be able to speak in front of the press. You're going to be able to conduct yourself as a professional, because at the end of the day, you are a professional athlete.
Right.
So you need to conduct yourself professionally. We've invested so much money into you that you can't make our business look good.
Right.
No facial hair, no nothing.
And that is another big thing of theirs. It's like clean cut. We don't play the long beard, long hair, and all of that
Really?
stuff.
I never noticed
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
Manly had to shave the mustache every time. Every time the year's on.
Clean cut. And then, you see some teams, they have a mustache, no mustaches.
No. Really?
You can't have mustache. Clean cut. But I mean, at the end of the day, if I am paying you, I'm paying you. These are the rules at the end of the day, and this is my guidelines of how I want my team to look. Being a basketball player, if the owner of a basketball team says, hey, everybody got to wear a bandana or a headband,
part of your uniform.
that's part of your uniform, because I am paying you to play this game, so my rules are my rules. And the Yankees, at the end of the day, again, pay big money for these athletes. And, they go through training of how to conduct themselves in front of the media, when they're out and about, everything. Okay. Coming to the stadium. You don't come to the stadium like no disrespect, though. Basketball players is wilding out right now on how they come into the stadium.
Somebody's dressing them guys, though, man.
What's the dude from Oakland come in some orange jumpsuit or something like that?
Yeah.
Look like an orange trash bag that he had over him. I don't know. But I know that at one point basketball was trying to get, all the athletes to wear suits, be very professional when they're not in the lineup and they're sitting courtside and everything like that. But my man Westbrook was like, you know what?
Yeah, he got him a stylist.
Yeah, I'm not playing this game. I'm coming how I want to come in.
So I'm gonna actually, because I know you're a baseball player.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
still to this day I play.
Okay, so we're gonna share your experience coming up in baseball, if you don't mind.
I don't mind at all.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the Chasing the Hoop Dream segment brought to you by my man P4E. We want to thank you again for listening so far. I'm just gonna get right in it, Meezy.
Can I cut you off?
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, what you got?
Can you explain what the business is?
P4E is playing for eternity, so it's a sports ministry. So we use basketball and sports to share about Jesus.
Okay.
That's the shortest version possible.
Straight to the point.
Okay, praise the Lord. I like that.
They pray before the games and everything.
Pray before, after, no cussing at the league, and and then we go out and play in pro-ams also.
Okay.
And competitive.
Right. We'll be in
no
the
church. Ain't no church league over there.
We'll be in the Drew League next year. So.
You'll be in the Drew League next year.
Yeah, there ain't no church league.
Okay, you guys gonna be able to handle that Drew League?
Yeah, for sure.
Because they curse in the Drew League.
We play in the VBL. Hey,
that's why they say prayers first.
The smells at the VBL.
We ask for
Venice
forgiveness before the game.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So Meezy, man, introduce yourself so we can get started, man.
Okay, my name is Ramez Mikhail. I go by Meezy. I actually got that nickname from Venice.
Okay.
That's where it started up. But
was it off of a pass or a dunk or what?
No, my name was Ramez. Everyone's like Rameezy, and then Meezy just kind of stuck, so everyone kept calling me that.
I didn't know he was Ramez, whatever.
No one knows my real name.
Until Facebook. I saw it on Facebook. I'm like, what?
No one knows
the
my
power
real
of
name.
Nicknames.
Right.
So give us some background, man. Where'd you grow up at?
So I grew up I was born actually here in LA, but I moved pretty young to Orange County in Anaheim.
Yeah.
Grew up in Anaheim with my family. I got, both my parents, and I got one older brother. His name is Rami. I'm Ramez. We're pretty close. So I deal with that all the time too. But yeah, I just grew up. I went to Savannah High School, really small high school. Played basketball over there.
Don't go that far. Hold on.
Okay,
so what was Anaheim like for you growing up over there, man?
It was nice, man. It was my parents were very kind of strict when I was young, so I didn't really do too much as far as traveling. I'd never went to Disneyland. Everyone's like, "You must have loved Disneyland." I hated Disneyland. I was always outside, just playing basketball, on the little court that my parents bought me, and that was kind of my.
So is that where it started?
That's where it started.
So what was that? What was the little Nerf basketball? Or what,
it was like a little
back?
court from Costco or something like that. My parents bought it for us, and me and my brother used to play 1-on-1 all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. And he was like a bigger dude, and I was always small, so he was posting me up. I was trying to drive by him. He was posting me up. I was trying to drive by him, but we would play all the time up to 21, then whoever would win back up to 30, and then up to 30. And then it started raining. Like, no, we're going up to 100. Don't matter. So that's kind of where it started, where just, me playing in a sense of just, having that love for the game. And kind of started with my brother.
Before high school, did you play in any AAU travel teams?
Nothing.
It was all just backyard
It was
street
all
ball?
just playing. That's it. Never played for a travel ball team. Never played for a club team. Never did any of that stuff.
So you developed your skills in the neighborhood? Or?
Yeah, just playing outside on the courts. I played, I tried out in high school, made the freshman team, rode the bench the whole year.
Yeah.
Didn't do nothing.
It happens.
Yeah, it does happen. Sophomore team, I played on the JV squad, and they made me the defensive guy. And the whole year, the coach thought I was a junior. I was actually a sophomore. So we're at the banquet. He's like, "Oh yeah, this junior, he did all the little things for me." And then I'm like, "Coach, I'm a sophomore." He's like, "Oh, so I got another year with you." So my junior year is when I kind of had a growth spurt, got a little bit taller, was a starting point guard, and we went 20-2 on the JV squad.
Nice.
And then my senior year, I was kind of in the head coach didn't really like the way I played, but I was able to work my way to become the starting point guard from the first game of the season.
Okay.
We ended up going 10-0 through the season, lost third round CIF, and that was pretty much it in high school, man.
What happened as far as I heard you say you went from a defensive player to an offensive player? So did you have to get some offensive skills, or would you just crashing the boards?
No, man, it was more confidence for me. I'm a big confidence guy. If I'm in a comfortable environment, then I can kind of let loose and have that trust with my team. And so sophomore year, I was the defensive guy, and JV, the coach walked up to me. He's like, "You're my guy, so I want you to play." And that's really all I need to hear sometimes.
Yeah.
And then I was able to have a good season. I averaged 17 and 11 assists or something like that, but the competition wasn't very good. But
you nod your head yeah.
That's how he plays. He just plays. He leads our league in blocks at 6'2".
Yeah.
He's out blocking guys that are 6'9".
Yeah.
And but we'll talk more about that later. But yeah, and he plays. He's like a walking triple double.
So you on that LeBron James coming behind you block?
I would no. I mean, people just don't think I'm a jump sometimes. Yeah, so I keep sneaking up from him.
He's being humble. Chase down blocks all day. Chase down
come
blocks.
Behind you, thinking you got the layup. They come from behind.
They don't think he can jump that high.
Right.
Especially the blacks.
Especially the bros.
Yeah.
Bros.
A lot of folks think the same about me. They see my height, they be like, he can't get up.
Until you come get him.
Until I dunked on him. Then they see oh, okay. Like a spud well.
That was a PlayStation move?
Come on, man. If you don't knock it off, you know what I'm saying? I'll cross you over and be like,
ankles and all.
Ankles and all.
All right, cool. So, from high school, was you looking to go to college? What was the transition?
No, never. I mean, to go to college to attend, yes.
Yeah. Not for basketball?
Not for basketball. So, my story is actually kind of funny. I was just playing at 24 Hour Fitness. That's what I would do. I would go to school, 24 Hour Fitness right down the street. I'll be up there for 4 or 5 hours just playing. I knew everybody up there. And then one day, I was playing against some player. He played at UCLA, and we were going back and forth, and the gym was filled. It was during the week, and we're just going back and forth. And my team ended up winning that game. And then one of the coaches for Fullerton College was actually there, one of the assistant coaches. He's like, "Hey, man, where do you play at?" I'm like, "I don't play nowhere." He's like, "Okay, I want you to come try out." And I'm like, "Nah, man, I can't do that. I can't play college ball." And that was my honest response to him. Mm-hmm. He's like, "Come on, man, you got upside. Just come try out." So I go try out, stuck up the whole thing. Just grabbed my stuff and left. Didn't want to come back.
Yeah.
He's texting me. He's like, "Come back and play. Come on, you can do it. Come back and play." I'm like, "No, I'm good. I can't do it." But in this time, I'm still in the gym playing. I'm using it as motivation, but not to go back and play, but more for myself.
So what was your mental around playing college ball?
I didn't think I had what it took. When I think of college players, I'm thinking about NBA caliber going up to the NBA, and my confidence at that point wasn't there. Yeah. And that's just me being honest with myself. I just never saw, because I developed so late playing basketball. I wasn't AAU. I wasn't any of that stuff. It was high school, learning to play in a system, which I wasn't used to. I was used to just playing on the streets, just street ball.
Right.
And then, you know, developing that confidence just took a long time for me.
Is
you know?
that something you dealt with internally? Because that sounds like some internal conversation to yourself, like,
all the time.
Because I didn't go this route,
exactly.
I'm not college level, so why would I even attempt that? Like,
exactly.
I'm not good enough for college, so why would I even?
So it's definitely something that I still deal with to this day, competing.
I bet, of course,
you know,
I bet,
so
yeah. When did you start telling yourself that
I can do this?
Yeah, that you wasn't college material.
It was probably during high school for me, during like my junior, senior year, where I'm seeing like, you know, my team we're a good solid team all around, but nobody on the team, even the guys that were, you know, putting up points, weren't getting, no looks.
Yeah.
Not even to like a JC or something like that. So I'm like, oh, if they're not getting looks and they're putting up 15 points a game, like, where am I going to get looked at? Mm-hmm. So that's kind of where that initial thought like dwelled with me.
So let's stay right there, because I like to talk about mental toughness.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right? So that's a part of mental toughness, right? But we don't really understand that. We talk ourselves out of it before anybody else, you know,
can get to it,
right? So
well, because we're our hardest critics.
Exactly, right?
You know, at the end of the day, we look at ourselves harder than anybody else is going to look at us.
Definitely.
So, I mean, you go into it mentally thinking that.
Yeah.
You know.
So what do you equate your mental toughness? I hear you talk about your dad, and you had his family, you know, Anaheim, LA, and but where does that mental toughness come from for you?
Well, for me, definitely my pops. He's immigrated, so I'm Egyptian, so he immigrated from Egypt at a very young age. He started his own business, auto body and repair in Long Beach, and from the ground up, having barely any English, barely any background, barely any money, you know, the typical kind of immigration story. But once you see it firsthand right in front of your face, it's like, what's my excuse over here I know the language, I know everything over here about, you know, American economics and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So it kind of was, at the time, no, I didn't think of it like my dad, but there was something that was driving me to continue playing. But my dad was like, wake up at 6, get back home at 8, 6 days a week. Sunday was the only day he had off. Every other day he was back to it, you know? And through the ups, through the downs, the persistence was just there.
Yeah.
You know, and that's something that I felt like stuck to me, unknowingly, you know, just that type of work ethic that he has. And to still be doing it to this day, my dad's 70 years old and he's still at it.
I heard that. Yeah. That's a beautiful thing.
And he's still at it. And it keeps him young. I tell him, this is what keeps you young. He keeps talking about retirement. I'm like, no retirement. This is what keeping you going. But he loves it. You know, you can tell because he built it from the ground up. It's his. That's his baby, you know. So
you get to Fullerton, and now that mind kind of switches because you're being encouraged to come play
by somebody. Yeah. Right. So he's texting me to come back and play, like I was saying, and I'm like, no, I'm good. And then it was the day before school started, so I had the whole summer to kind of work on my game. And the day before school started, he called me, 9 p.m. I remember Coach Mike Williams. He was the assistant coach there. He's like, hey, man, like, I haven't talked to you for a while. Like, how's it been? And I'm like, oh, it's good, Coach. Like, what's going on? He's like, I want you to just give it one more shot tomorrow. Just come try it again. I'm like, all right. He's like, if the practice is good, you need to enroll for your classes right away. I'm like, all right, cool. So I end up going, and I have a crazy good practice. Yeah. You know, it's like God's grace for me. It's like a good practice. The head coach, Coach Andre Smith, who I'm really close to now to this day, he comes up to me. He's like, man, I like your game. You know, you're a little raw, you know, but I can see you being like a red shirt for me. I'm like, just put me on the roster. I don't care what I'm doing. I'll carry the bags at the time. You know? And that's honestly, I would have done it, you know. So I stuck around, and I was the redshirt guy, and in the off-season training, I'm running, and I'm finishing first. I'm trying to do all the little things, and then 5 guys got ineligible.
Ooh.
And the head coach walks up to me. He goes, you have any plans on playing this year? And I'm like, yeah. I was like, whatever you need from me, coach. He's like, all right, well, you're my starting guard until you lose the spot.
Whoa.
And then at that point in time, like, as if I wasn't working hard before then, that's when I just kicked it up. I was like, I got to do everything I can. And I never looked back since then.
Yeah.
That was just like my blessing from had a great season, you know, put up, was averaging like 14, 15 points a game, was still the defensive guy at the same time too.
Solid numbers.
Playing defense and all that kind of things. And just to be able to play in that level, even if it's JUCO, it didn't matter to me.
Right.
Like there's so much hidden talent in junior college basketball that people
say
don't
that
know
again.
about.
Say that again, so
Yes,
the high
sir.
schoolers and the youth understand how important that is. Not a bad thing to be
Not
in
at
the
all.
junior college.
Junior college is actually a great platform to really develop your skills and to see who's the hungriest, because everyone's playing for a scholarship. If you're playing at a 4-year, everyone got their scholarship. No one's playing for that no more. Everyone's trying to eat really in junior college. And if you go to like a junior college showcase, you see it firsthand. Everyone's trying to rip their heads off.
Exactly.
Everyone's trying to go at each other. Coaches are watching. Players are watching. So that was a real good learning experience for me. It really gave me that hunger to, like, I saw players that were talented playing at the same level as me. I'm like, I didn't do nothing yet. I still got to keep going.
Yeah.
You know.
How did that end up for you at Fullerton?
So I played my first year at Fullerton, had a really good season, dislocated my ankle the next year, broke my jaw the next year, sorry, at a showcase game in Azusa, dislocated my ankle at a tournament. The head coach ended up leaving, so I finished my second year off at Santa Ana College.
How did you deal with the injuries mentally?
Oh, it was tough, man. It was tough. Having the one breaking my jaw was a little bit easier because I did it with the team. You know, so they saw me like in the game and it happened. It was hard. Breaking your jaw is no joke. 2 months with your mouth wired shut, no eating, no nothing. That was
To the fire, to the
that's the song. You know what? As soon as it happened to me, I got my jaw wired up and I played the song and everyone's laughing as a joke. And like a month later, I can't even hear the song. I'm like, I'm gonna cry. No food, no.
Right.
And when they tell you can't eat nothing, I lost I'm a radius, thinner dude. I lost 20 pounds.
Wow.
No food, only
Liquids only.
liquid diet, protein
Man.
shakes, Ensure, muscle
That's my new
milk.
one. I'm gonna wire my mouth shut so I can lose some
Whatever it
weight.
takes,
Yeah, whatever it takes. Let's go.
Kanye.
It was tough, man. It was really, really tough. Go ahead, John.
Nah, I was just gonna say Mizzy and Drew went at it in
College
Tupelo.
too, yeah.
Yeah, they're teammates now, but it
Oh,
was
so
a little bit
you
different
got some
back then.
history.
Yeah, me and Drew got some history, man. The first we played against each other. He went to Saddleback. Whose Saddleback was real. Drew's team was a championship
champ,
team.
state
They won
champ,
state. They won state. Actually, we were in the same conference.
Yeah.
But I guess I remember one play. Drew, I was crashing for the rebound. I gave him like a little bump, and he walked up. He's like, "Bro, don't do that shit again." Blah blah blah. This is stuff like that. I'm like, "Man, I ain't trying to hear you." And so we're talking back and forth the whole time.
Oh.
But it was like, at that there was a point in time in the game where we developed a mutual respect for each other. After the game, we shook hands, we squashed, everything was cool.
Of course.
And then I ran into him a year later. He's like, "Bro, like he's actually one of the really good friends of my friend." He's like, "Can I play on you guys' Venice team?" And then he ended up running with us, and that's how me and Drew got close. And then P4E brought us even closer
Wow.
together. So yeah, Drew's my guy.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah,
They
yeah.
play the same way.
Yeah,
They don't back down from nobody.
Yeah, I've seen Drewski.
Yeah, Drew.
That's the crazy thing about being on a basketball court. Being in the stands, you can't really hear a lot of stuff, but the trash talking that goes on the court is out of control. And especially when the guy's at a free throw line and he's about to shoot a free throw and the guy's bending down like on his knees.
If they're
trash.
bending down, you know there's something
Yeah,
going on.
talking trash. Getting into him, man.
Big time. So, after college, I mean, you named off playing in China. Like, you named off these different places you've been chasing hoop dreams. So, what is chasing the hoop dreams? When you hear that statement, what does that mean to you, chasing hoop dreams?
Man, that's like a purpose, to be honest. It's everyone has their purpose in life, and when you're an athlete, not just in basketball, but when you're an athlete and your purpose is to go play professional, that's a life commitment. The people that sell short, you see them.
Yeah.
The people that really commit themselves to chasing that hoop dream. It's not even just playing professionally, but you're able to travel, you're able to meet different people, network, touch people's lives, touch kids' lives. And that's what, for me, chasing the hoop dreams is, because I was blessed enough to go play in China. I was blessed enough to go talk to kids and go train kids and to do all the little things that, when I think about playing basketball, it's just on the court. Mm-hmm. But the little things that come with it and being, some type of figure to somebody that is grown up to see, I want to be a professional player. We all want to be professional players.
and again, we say this on this show during this type of segment it's not just the United States.
Exactly.
There is other locations that you can become a professional that is not just the NBA.
There's
And
so
a lot
much
of
money.
You think it's that because of the TV, and what they see on TV, but that's not the case.
I
It's
mean,
limited.
Ideally, everybody wants to play in the league, right?
Of course.
And whether it's for the money or it's for the recognition or exposure, but there's not only just money, but there's tons of exposure overseas. There's tons of exposure in Mexico. There's tons of exposure everywhere. Yeah. And if you really want to live out that hoop dream, the people, they don't care where they're playing. Like, man, as long as, one, I can get enough money to take care of myself and my family, and two, I get to live my dream out and touch other people's lives. And then they get to the point where they want to pay it back forward. Yeah. Like, let me teach you guys how I did it, or what I went through, and all the things that I dealt with to even get to this point. Like, me playing in China, in my mind, it's not much. But when I tell people, they're like, nah, man, that's big. Yeah. That's really big, because there's tons of people that have been playing for years that haven't been able to hit that point. So, I hold that near and dear to my heart, because it was a big thing. I could have never saw it for myself,
And today, chasing hoop dreams, I mean, you're in the P4E, you're in the VBL. So what is today's chase?
Today's chase, man. Today's chase is a little bit. I'm going through this little time in my life where I'm trying to figure out exactly what I want.
Yeah.
So I work with my dad in the business full time. I play basketball 5 nights a week, not only in Don's League, not only in Venice, but I'm in so many different leagues. But that's how I can keep myself young.
Right.
Now it's more about giving back, man, to be honest. It's more about trying to, encourage people that are still playing and let them know, like, there's so many different ways you can do it. And it's the persistent people that will push through, just like in anything in life. And, me right now, it's more switching that work ethic into a career. How hard I used to work on the court is something that I need to, implement in my daily life.
And, of course, I mean, let us know what is it like playing in the P4E league, man?
Oh, it's my favorite league for sure. Indoor league for sure. Favorite. P4E I've been in P4E for about two or three, I think 2 years. And in one season, not only has the competition changed, but just the whole environment. People are sitting there watching the games, taking pictures, and everyone's up and down the court. There's athletes. There's real people that play basketball, not just to fill a roster, and I love Don. Don has done a lot for not only for me, but for everybody that he's been around in such a short amount of time. Mm-hmm. And he takes care of all his kids, not only the players on his team, but everyone in the league. And it's just kind of a true testament to what kind of man Don is and what kind of league that he's running, because it's blown up pretty quickly in such a short amount of time.
Yeah. And do you plan on having your own sports brand? I mean, everybody's got their own brand of gear. Like,
I don't know,
is
man.
Is it coming soon or what?
I don't think so, man. As of right now, no. God willing, maybe in the future. But as of right now, I'll stick to the P4E.
Just enjoy. Cool deal. Right. We're going to take a quick break. Again, we got more coming up with my man Big Pee Wee and some highlights, especially. We want to play the highlights after the break or what? All right, so after this break, we're gonna play the sports highlights from my man Double R. After this one, you can play that. Yeah. All right, so go ahead, take us out, man. We'll be right back. Sports Selective live at morrismedia.com. 323-293-3375. If you got any questions, shout us out.
Thanks, Faran. This sports week was filled with some sad things that took place, some crazy things that took place, and some historical things that took place, and some things that took place just out of the blue. So let's get into it. First off, we want to say rest in peace to 2 sports legends, Bart Starr of the Green Bay Packers, gone at the age of 85, and Bill Buckner, yes, that Bill Buckner, at the age of 69. Condolences to both of these men. They were both all-stars, and they're both going to be remembered for their historical moments. And there was a historical moment in the ring this week as Andy Ruiz knocks out Anthony Joshua in the 7th round. And with that, Andy Ruiz becomes the first heavyweight champion of Mexican descent. That's pretty cool. What's not cool is when you get robbed. And that was the case in Brazil this week as the UFC strawweight champion Jessica Andrade and her wife were carjacked at gunpoint in Brazil. They may have stole her money, but they can never steal her title. Speaking of titles, we hit the soccer field as Liverpool defeated Tottenham Hotspur to win the Euro Cup. And the Euro Cup is one of soccer's biggest recognitions. You want to talk about a good recognition? Jerry West is set to receive the Medal of Freedom from President Trump because of his character on and off the court, and there is no better honor than this. Unless maybe you're a college baseball player coming up and you know the MLB draft is coming up, that's what's going on this week, as the draft was today, actually. So who is going to be this year's Mike Trout or Carlos Correa? Talking about Mike Trout, Carlos Correa, they've both been All-Stars. The All-Star ballot has been changed this year. They're going to have a primary where all the players are in, and then after that it gets down to the top 3 in each position, and from there they'll have another vote, which will be for the starter's position. That's pretty cool, and maybe Carlos Correa will eventually be in there. But it won't be anytime soon, because Houston Astros shortstop Carlos Correa cracked his ribs getting a massage at his house. How is that even possible? I have no idea. I really don't want to know. But he cracked his ribs in a massage at his own home, so this superstar is going to be down for a little while. Speaking of superstars, how about the NBA free agency that's taking place June the 30th? And Anthony Davis is wasting no time, as he has already talked to the Los Angeles Clippers. Where is AD gonna sign? Who knows? Who knew this was gonna happen? Bronny James and Zaire Wade are set to attend the same high school, Sierra Canyon High School. It's gonna be crazy. Bronny's a freshman, Zaire is a senior. I feel bad for anybody who's in that league. Will there be a title in Sierra Canyon's future? Only time will tell. For Sports Collective Media, I'm Double R reporting. Back to you, Farhan.
This segment was sponsored by P4E. Visit playingforeternity.com for more info and listen to their Selective Games live broadcast on Sports Collective Radio.
Last time that I checked, it was 5 chains on my neck. It was no smut on my rep.
Yeah, so my name is Ken Q. I'm born and raised in Los Angeles, California. I'm an empowerment speaker. I'm a youth advocate, and I'm a host. I do a multitude of different things. Event producer, spoken word artist. Got to plug that as well. So
so it's good to have these organizations that are creating events that are organically to be able to get people to socialize, to communicate, to talk. Where did you get all that mental toughness?
For me, it's been learned throughout trial and error, to be honest. About 2.5, maybe 3 years ago, I made a decision, and I said I don't want to do anything that's not in alignment with my purpose. In order to reach purpose, you have to go through trial. So for me, I just learned to embrace the trial, and for me, my trial, my rock bottom was homelessness. So that gave me a whole nother level of mental toughness.
Voice out west, legendary self-made progress. Last time that I checked, first I like it like yeah, we know that's cat. You ain't got to ask me when you see me, no I'm straight. DTOVO, we back again, we going back. Bust down, Tatiana. Bust down, Tatiana. I wanna see you bust down, pick it up, now break that shit down, speed it up, now slow that shit.
AskElia.com, media marketing experts here to help you grow your business into the next level and boost your sales. Visit us to learn more. AskElia.com.
All right, here we go. Welcome back to Sports Collective.
That's the intern.
TV. We got the intern in the background. She's going in on Cardi B.
Well, if we talking music, we can talk music. But since we talking sports, yeah. She can come on the spin where we can talk about that.
Definitely. Meezy, man, thank you. Is there anything that we missed that you wanted to say, man, to your teammates, man, to the family, Instagrams and all that?
Family, love you guys, obviously. Don, thank you for getting me on the show, and thank you guys for having me big time. I really do appreciate it. Come check us out in Venice, man.
Hey, so if you went one-on-one with Steph Curry, you think you can handle him?
Nah, man, I ain't crazy.
Come on, man. See, we talk about confidence.
I wouldn't back down, though.
I wouldn't.
That's what I'm
would
saying.
I compete my hardest? No doubt. But I'm very realistic. Steph's 25-7 in the gym, man.
Come on, man. Like,
last time that I checked.
I mean, he started the same way you did.
Definitely.
He practiced at the practice. Right. I mean, how he got so good.
He would get a block on once.
Yeah. I might get one block.
See, that's all you need. And then you can tell everybody that story. Block Steph.
Down in history.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a few more minutes left, man. Big Pee-wee, man, thank you again for accepting our invitation to come out, man, and hang out with us today.
I mean, Ilya Daily, that's my guy.
AskIlya.com.
Yeah, AskIlya.com. Hey, I'll ask him later. You know what I'm saying?
We got you all up there.
Oh, look at that. That's an attractive dude right there. That's a good-looking guy right there.
So give us some history, man.
What history you want? You want history about sports?
I want
you
baseball
want
history.
You want
So,
you know what I'm
so yeah,
saying?
so let's talk left field. So let's go all the way back, like the glove and the
Ooh-wee.
ball and the bat, man. What's going on?
You know, I fell in love with baseball, and it's so funny. I'm listening to your story. I was the same exact way. I fell in love with baseball in the neighborhood because, you know, in the neighborhood, we play football, we play basketball, we play everything in the neighborhood. And just one day, you know, we was in the middle of the street with a tennis ball on the bat, and I hit that ball so hard, and I was like, what? Like, I can do this? This made me feel so good. So I was like, man, I fell in love with the game, and played after that, you know, played Park League, played baseball, got into high school, played JV, 1 year JV.
You're going too far.
Oh.
Neighborhood.
Yeah.
Stickball, baseball.
Yeah.
Did you have to convince your parents to fund those after
Heck
you saw the light? Like,
no, see, this is the funny thing. I just had this conversation. The one thing in our generation that we know for a fact, when them street lights come on,
you better be in the house.
You out.
Everybody in our generation know that. When them street lights come on, you better be in the house. But nah, I mean, we use broomsticks. We use whatever stick we can find.
Tape ball.
Tape ball,
Did
yeah,
anybody
anything.
ever play pickle?
Yeah, of
I
course.
was just checking.
Of
I thought I was
course.
only old head in here.
Yeah, we play football. We play basketball. You name it. We played hide and go get it. Everything.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's part of the neighborhood. You know, I know. Don't worry about it. Your generation don't know nothing about that.
Don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. It's all right.
But when you found that you had some liking to the sport, you told your parents, like, is that?
Yeah. I told my mom, my father passed away when I was 7 years old. I told my mom, and my mom kind of was like, you better get that book in your hand. Like, we got time for this.
Right.
You better get that book. And, man, I fought my mom, and then finally she gave in. And, she let me play. And then she realized, like, oh, wow, this dude can really play. Like, okay, like, all right. So I'm going to let him go.
Yeah.
You know, if this is what he wants to do and he loves doing it, I'm going to let him go do it. And so after that, you know, again, I played rec baseball. After I got rec, got high school baseball, played JV 1 year, 2 years varsity.
What position did you pick up?
It was funny. I started off in the outfield, and the coach was like, man, you too short to be in the outfield. And I was looking at him like, what?
Oh, you gotta be fast.
Right.
Come on, man.
That's all you got to do is be fast.
Yeah.
But he was like, if a home run ball, you ain't going to be able to jump up and catch the ball. So I think you better in the infield.
Second base.
What?
Second base.
They put you on second.
Yeah, so I ended up middle infield. And I took so much of a liking to just the drills and the fun of being in the infield than the outfield drills. And I just fell in love with the infield. And, you know, I played every position except first base and catcher. You know, again, I wasn't too tall to play first base. You know, I was like, what kind of, you know, the stereotype to this is so wrong, man. You know what I'm saying? If I can play the game, if I can play, let me play it. But no, they wouldn't let me play first base or catcher because they was like, man, if somebody barrels down on you, comes down that line, I don't think your little self can handle it. You know what I'm saying? But
what was going on in the back of your mind? Was you looking like, you know,
professional?
Hell like
yeah.
what was you looking at?
Man, what? This is what we do it for.
Right? There ain't no other reason.
Yeah.
We didn't play just for fun.
Yeah, that's it. I love the game, but heck yeah. I do this for the money.
So did you
for the love.
Did you prepare yourself education wise? Like, I mean,
oh, see, now you asking too much. Now you going too far.
Well, I'm saying it all goes as a student athlete. Right. It all goes hand in hand.
No, I'm just joking. So I went to University High School, and our coach at the time, yeah. Got something to say?
No.
Oh, okay. No.
I went to Fairfax. I had friends going.
Oh, come on, man. You went to French Fries?
Yeah.
Oh,
Melrose Place.
Man, come on. See, you got all kind of strikes against you. Angel fan.
He's a Piston fan, too.
Yeah. Oh.
Piston fan.
Oh, my.
Yeah,
Daily,
that's
can
why
you come
here.
and take over, man?
That's why you here.
Come
we ain't gotta be friends.
Right.
And a Steeler fan.
And
We ain't gotta be
all
friends.
over the
All over
place.
the place. Military, 24 years. I travel, baby.
Okay, that's the reason why. I got you. All right.
He had to
that
pull out
is-
the sympathy card.
Get him off me.
Yeah. Soon as you say military, all right. Like, okay.
Don't F with me hat. That's why I wear it.
Yeah.
Not today.
But no, at the end of the day, you know, at University High, our coach, Frank Cruz, it was all about education. Like, you couldn't step on this field unless your education was right. He even held us one day out of the week where we didn't practice. We were sitting all in the classroom doing homework and stuff like that. So he was very big on our education. And then when I graduated from high school, I had actually got talked to by the Detroit Tigers to play A ball. And so I took them up playing A ball and then got out there and was like, too cold. Ooh, I don't know if I can make this one.
What? You got homesick?
Ooh, no, it wasn't homesick.
Skill.
These dudes was out here playing, man. I was like,
People don't know that minor league ball no joke.
oh, it's no joke. It was like, ooh, these guys is gassing. And they, like, my age, gassing. He was like, whoa, okay, all right. Well, I'm going to take a step back. Let me rethink this. Do I really love this game?
What happened to the love?
You know what I'm saying? But
what was it like though?
It was hard.
Gassing, right? But you saying like what? Give us some experience.
I mean, it was hard because again, you know, like you were saying, like you got folks that at the end of the day they come out here and this is all they have. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. They're playing this game to win, to
Grown
be
men,
men, yeah,
with kids and yeah.
and I'm playing to make it. And whoever's standing in my way, I'm going to push you out the way. I'm going to kick you out the way. Whatever I do to get you out my way so I can fulfill my dream. Yeah. And at the end of the day, it was just like, wow, man, like I got out here and guys, and again, I'm coming from high school ball. And you got like grown men, college ball players that's out here and they hitting shots. And these shots is not like high school shots.
Yeah.
You know, these are like real heaters coming at you. Yeah. And so it just got to a point, it was just like, man, like I'm not hitting the ball. I'm making errors on the field. And it was just like, man, this is not what I expected it to be. Yeah.
Okay.
And so it was like, let me take a step back. Let me rethink this. So college ball.
Yeah.
I went to Santa Monica College. And at that time, they had actually just stopped the program at Santa Monica College when I got brought on. Like, literally, they just clipped the whole program. And it was like, oh, snaps, what the heck am I going to do now? So a buddy of mine that was on the squad, he was like, yo, I'm going over to Compton College. And I was like, well, I'm headed over there with you. And so ended up over at Compton College. And when I got there, Coach Pete, never forget Coach Pete. That's how I got my name, Big Pee-wee. Coach Pete was like, hey, Pee-wee, go get those balls over there. And I was looking at this dude like, what the hell is he talking to? Yeah, like, who you calling Pee-wee? Yeah, so I was like, let me be quiet. Let me go get these balls. I'm trying to get on this team. Let me just be quiet. And all the guys on the team was like, hey, Pee-wee, what's up? What's up? Hey, man, my name ain't Pee-wee. You know? Made the squad.
Pass out over here.
Yeah.
So it's stuck. Huh?
So it's stuck with the squad. I made the squad. We played horrible season, and after I finished college, I tried to walk on, do like some scouting leagues and stuff like that. And again, it just got to a point. It was like, man, like, does this really, like, these dudes is out here, like, even at the college level, I was like, man, these dudes is, why are you playing so hard? Stop playing. Like, ease up. Just relax. You know, we gonna make it.
Coming in clean high.
Yeah, you know.
So let me ask you, and this is more personal because I just lost my pops like 2 weeks ago.
Man, I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
So your mental toughness, you know, losing your pops at such a young age, how did you develop that
You know, the crazy thing is that, you know, when to ask that question at such a young age, I really didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I didn't know mental toughness at 7 years old. You know, I was still a little kid. But I was grateful that I had older brothers and I had next door neighbors that were like family to me. Like they were like blood to me. And that's where I got my mental toughness. And no disrespect to this generation now. You know, when you look at folks talking about, oh, I'm being bullied and stuff like that, you know, I kind of felt my generation, that's how we came up. Mm-hmm. That's how we got mental toughness, thick skin, is because everybody was on your neck.
Mm-hmm. For something.
You know, for something.
Especially
I don't care
if you're
what
part of the team. You're brand new to the team, like you said.
Yeah.
You're taking up balls, you're doing a lot more than that.
Right. And imagine, like, you know, in practice, you make an error in practice, ball boots, and, you know, and the coach is looking at you like, all right, that's like the fourth one. All right, so the next one that you boot, the whole entire team is going to be running miles. Mm-hmm. And then you looking, and then the team looking at you like, you better catch that ball. You better catch that ball. Because if I'm running, locker room, it's on and popping. Right. You know, and so... I booted the next one. I ain't gonna lie, I booted. So I was the team.
Got blasted.
Yeah. Locker room, it was on.
Yeah.
But I was able to hold my own because I had that mental toughness of my brothers and my next door neighbors that was always on my neck, and building that, like you can't. And like I said, there's no disrespect, and I feel for some of these kids now that are being bullied and they don't know how to handle it. Yeah. But I was able at that time to learn and get that mental toughness. Yeah. But when I had went out and tried out, it was just like, man, like this is not. It's kind of like how you say it. Like you get out here and you like, oh, okay, this is how I see it. But then it's not how it is. Not at all. Because even like in radio, you know, we talk about ourselves in radio and, you know, we make it look so easy. And everybody's like, oh, man, I could do this. Yeah, this is easy. And then you like, then when they finally do it, then it's like, oh, snaps, this is not as easy as I thought it was. Right. But that's what... You know, professional athletes, they do. They make it seem so easy because they practice and practice and practice.
It's that discipline. Yeah, we're attracted to that discipline they have.
And then we don't really... Now we do, because of social media and the digital world, we see the backstory to everything. We see them training now. Yeah. We see them doing this and this, that, and the other. But back then, we didn't get a chance to see it. You know, it was just... We just saw you when you hit the field. Yeah. And that was it.
Well, it's the whole generation of everybody gets a trophy now.
Yeah.
We had to earn our trophy.
I'm with you.
If you won, you got a trophy. If not, you got a ribbon, maybe.
Right.
I don't even... I threw that ribbon in the trash so fast.
I mean, I was just okay with getting the snacks after the game, you know? Because, you know, somebody had...
Juice box.
Yeah, that's what I was... You know, if I didn't win, it was like, at least I got that.
So who is Big Pee Wee today? I mean, I know you on the radio over at Dash, but, like... Give us some
community legend.
Big Pee Wee today is still out here just being me. I'm over at iHeartMedia, at Premier Networks, where we deal with a lot of syndicated shows. And then I also have my show on Dash Radio with Big Les, DJ Ron C, Jay Tasha, there it is right there. Hello. Hey, bang, bang. Jay Tasha's not in that picture, though, but she on the squad, though. But we on Dash Radio every Thursday morning. We are a morning show crew. We rock. This past show, we did a tribute to Heavy D. So Ron C played nothing but Heavy D on the show. He did 90s joints, man. Just kind of took you back. But we talk about politics. We talk about entertainment. We talk about everything. We try to edutain you. Yeah. You know, that's our thing. We try to edutain you. And so, but, you know, just out here just trying to make big things happen. I'm dealing with Ilya, trying to do some community stuff and stuff like that. Yeah. Working with a group called Shakespeare. They're about to get signed to a major label. These cats, I mean, off the chain. They're writers, they're producers, they're artists. They are hot, and they got a show coming up July 5th at the Spearmint Club. So, you know, I'm just, my hands
still
is
at it.
Just trying to do everything, man, and just try to make it happen. That's it.
Cool,
you know,
man. Well, thank you for your time, man.
Again, oh, no, you kicking me off?
No, yeah, we about to do this. We got like 60 seconds.
Oh, that's it. Come on, man. I still got a lot more to talk about, man.
Well, you got to come back.
I still got. I didn't even give you a chance to tell you about finish my Yankee story.
I know.
Oh, you don't want to hear that?
They're playing ball right now. Yankees and Dodgers coming up.
Yeah, they are.
They'll be here in town. I'll be there.
So, man, you enjoy your time, man?
I did, man. Thank you guys for having me.
We appreciate you for coming out, man, sharing your chasing hoop dreams. That's real near and dear to our hearts, man, because we understand that there's life in sports, and we also want to just educate our youth, man, because he's got a college preparatory program. A lot of parents don't know what it takes from the behind the scenes.
Right.
You know, we want to go to college, but nobody prepares for it.
Yeah, that is true.
You got to start at a young age, 8th grade, stuff like that. So thank you for sharing your time.
Thank you guys, man. Thank you.
Yeah,
Don?
very inspirational.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, man.
So hopefully I can
much
make
success
2 weeks in a row next week.
Much success in your VBL league. I'm coming out there.
I appreciate that.
To give,
you going to play?
I'm going to film. No, I'm going to film some of them highlights.
Why you ain't going to play?
We'll see what happens.
Oh, okay.
It's not like how you see it.
Oh, right.
Hey, next week, 9:45, the game of the year at
next week?
P4E League, Monday night.
9:45.
Next where at?
Downey.
Downey High School?
Downey, it's a church in Downey, right across the street from Downey High School, though.
So the church got his own basketball court?
That's where we play.
Yeah,
I heard that.
They blessed.
Not our church, we rent that.
Oh, okay.
All right, we out again. Thanks for listening in. Sports Collective Media on Instagram. Follow us, Sickle Cell Trade Awareness, WDCONSCT.org. And you got any questions, AskElliot.com. Shout us out.
AskElliot.com. Media marketing experts here to help you grow your business into the next level and boost your sales. Visit us to learn more. Ask Elliot.
So loco, yeah, we know that's cat. You ain't got to ask me when you see me, no I'm straight. DTOVO, we back again, we going back. Bust down, Tatiana. Bust down, Tatiana. I wanna see you bust down. Over. Pick it up, now break that shit down. Speed it up.